Hello, hello. Mic check. Hopefully my mic sounds decently good. Looks like it's a bit quiet. We can add some that. Hello, Emmerich. Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. Cat, please don't hit my hand. Okay, is this a little bit better? Maybe right here. Yeah, hopefully hopefully it's not too loud. Hopefully it is just right. All right, it is open reviews. So if someone would like a game review, I just need a link to your game. And hopefully everyone is having a good start of the week. It's Monday, yeah? I work weekends, so easily lose track of the day of the week. There's not a queue with Restream. But if you just post the link. Yep, just post the link and I can take a look at your game. Chick-fil-A sending me notifications. Cool. Mm-hmm. Not a problem. Does YouTube allow links, actually? You might just have to give me the game ID. If YouTube doesn't allow the link, then just send me the ID at the end of the URL. And I can, like, type the link. Because I'm not sure if YouTube allows it. Hi, cat. You guys want to see my cat? Hi, kitty. You don't want to look at the camera? He's really small. Compared to our Gandalf or whatever, she's so much smaller. Okay, I gotta do a game review, okay? Sorry, gotta do a game review. Okay, that was a cat knocking stuff over, as per usual. Okay, so let's go to the game, replace the URL. Okay, oh hey, I know you. I know you, I know this picture, I know this face. Are you black or white, I mean? Are you white? Cat, do you mind? I need to do a game review now. OGS. I need to know if I'm reviewing for black or white. And everyone else in chat, feel free to ask questions. It is open game reviews, open questions. I am here to teach you. Okay. So we're at 10Q. First thing we're going to look at is how many games are you playing a month? Let's see. Let's limit this. Let me limit it. Why won't it give me the thing? There you go. Okay, looks like August. 10. Yeah, awesome. I know I've also reviewed for you even before Indigo, yeah? I know I've reviewed for you quite a few times. 36, that's more like it. So what happened in August and September and October? Yeah, looks like June and July you were doing okay, but you've kind of fallen off a little bit. You're like, I'm almost single digit Q, so now I'm gonna not play. I don't want to be single digit Q. Why would I do that? Yeah, it looks like you're almost single digit Q, and then you stopped playing. Looks like it's kind of showing on the rank graph too. Okay. I'm surprised you didn't go topside. I don't see a reason not to go topside. Okay, not a huge deal, not a huge deal. Glossy approach says make a base. That's a little awkward because the star point doesn't want the corner, right? I think if we're going an exaggerated strategy, this would be closer to what the star point wants. The reason is the star point wants this center square if possible. Star point says, I want to control this area. I want to control it, and I want to make a positive exchange rate. But if you go for this, which is smaller, then you're actually being very inefficient because the 3-4 point gets the corner faster than the 4-4 point. Because we know third line gets territory faster than fourth line. Fourth line is for development, not for territory. So going after the territory with the star point doesn't make sense. It's counterintuitive. What you would want to do is expand your position and make a base, and then make your position bigger so you can attack with it. And if they go in, you should be happy to let them out because now your position's even bigger. And this is because the star point does not want the corner. It opens up a lot of freedom. That's what makes a star point so powerful. It's very free to do a lot of things and be flexible. But Emmerich, no one's in the queue right now, so if you wanted to send me a link, I can add it to my tabs. But this one, if I just counterpincer you, are you going to take the corner? Because now these two stones are floating without a base, and your corner is really small. So let's assume you make a base. Later in the game, when I play in-game, you can see your corner is almost a life and death problem. So it's a very inefficient use of the star point. This is the spot you don't want to go. So first things first, you're not looking at bases. So black has just taken the base of these 3 stones. So if we're just playing defense, nothing else, we can just jump. If we want to counterattack, we can actually play here to take the base of these 2 stones. And then when black runs, we run. And now we're running while also attacking. So it's attack and defense. So playing on the left says that you do not care about this fight. So you're skipping an attack and defense. Now, as for the left side, let me see. Colossus, Joseki. Let's go to Sean's group, actually. Not what I wanted to do. Videos. I have a video for this left side. 3 space invasion, side Joseki. Three space invasion, side Joseki. So this talks about how to invade this free space jump on the side. The big key is you want the triangle moves, one of the triangle moves, you do not want the square moves, okay? The reason for that is the follow-ups. So if you play like you did in the game, black has a very easy follow-up. I just play at this, and you cannot cut me off. Alrighty, got it tabbed. So if you can't cut me off, then I'm pretty happy with it. So instead, you should look at this move, You could look at this attachment and then reverse Hane. You could go here, since I think that's what you're after is the influence. And this will go like this. And I think that's what you're after. But here, this looks like you're treating it as a different pattern. So for example, if black had a 2 space right here, it looks like you're trying to go for this pattern. So this is not the same thing, because this has a 4th line, which is canceling out your influence. This one doesn't, right? So it's a different pattern, different position. This was a big one. Black makes a base, so now you're floating. Staying connected is good. Save your weak group is good. Kick Nobi, very good. This is too optimistic. I mean, it's not optimistic, it's just very dangerous. So Classy approach, I would not recommend it, but it is possible. It depends on your style. But the problem is you have a floating group. You have no base with this string of stones, no base with this dragon right here. Okay? So playing an invasion, which we know will get attacked, where black will come around to surround you, and you will have to make life in here, because it is an invasion. While you're doing this, all of these moves are going to be attacking the outside. So invading next to a weak group is very dangerous. Not impossible, but it is difficult. Okay, so this is a large knight. We'll see if black punish it. What? Never do this move. Never do that move. Touch Nevi. Touch Nevi. This one forces black to fix all the Yaji. Don't do that. You have this move, you have this move, you have this move, you have this potential. There's potential for an endgame to Suji. But if you fix everything, then now there's almost nothing. Notice how you are not valuing the base enough. You had a base, you were perfectly fine here. Touch right here. You see how you have eye space. This is what makes you okay. But if you go right here and all this fancy stuff, all of a sudden you have no eye space, you have cutting points everywhere. I can't even fix this. Yeah, you're in a lot of trouble, right? And if you go like this, then I can still go, and you still have no eye space. And this is all because you're undervaluing a base. Having a base is very important. And now notice, black's group does have a base. Black's group has a base. So all these chances for attacking that you have, you're instead like getting a weak group next to it, and your opponent's able to settle while attacking you. So of course all the fights are going to go in your opponent's favor. If your opponent is settling in Sente and you're not settling at all, then the fights are just going to always be you have the weak group. Here it looks like you're trying to be fancy. Don't do all this craziness. This requires a lot of reading, which we just don't have access to at this level. But every single move that you play down here is giving another stone to attack yourself. So you're actually hitting yourself in the face. Just make your eye space, threaten to do whatever you want to do, and get out. Like, notice how all of my moves are on the group, whereas half of your moves are not on the group. Like, you have 2 stones right here, not on the group. You're getting cut apart. So all the moves need to be on defense. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3 groups without a base now. And you're going to make a 4th group. Is it game over? I'm not sure. No, it's not game over. I fix that. Okay. You are saving cutting stone, so I guess it's valuable, but this is a difficult game. Oh no, 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 no. Black is dead. The AI is not behind. The thing is, in Go, you have a win condition. What is your win condition? The AI's win condition is settle everything and have more points because it can read 50 moves to 100 moves in advance. But what is your win condition? With 3 weak groups, how are you going to get more points than your opponent? So it's a lot more difficult for you to play than it is for the AI to play. That's why you gotta be careful with this score right here. This is if the AI is playing, then that's what it is. Now, you actually have a huge chance right here. If you play like this, you've captured the stones that are cutting you off and gain like 10 points for it. So this is actually quite a big difference. Now, after this, you only have one more problem, which is you can get cut right here. So if you fix that problem, then all of a sudden it's just a points game again without a bunch of weak groups. And points-wise, you're not too far behind. You actually might be winning if these two settle without giving too much profit. Another way you can think about this, if we count, let's just count real quick. If we do a rough count, let's say this is 10, it's actually 12, but let's say 10 because I want to keep it simple. 15, so we're at 25 plus Comey. We'll say 30 to 35, somewhere in that range. Black has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that would be 14. So we're going to say 15 points. We're going to say 5 points for here. So that's 20. And then let's say 15. Let's be generous. So we're at 30, 35. And white had 30. So we're losing by 5 points in cash. Then let's give our opponent 5 points per weak group. So there's 5 more plus 5 more. So I would say arguably you're behind 15 to 20 points. If we just say for every floating group, it's -5, which one floating group is fine. It's not that big a deal. 5 points is very manageable. But if we get 2 weak groups and we're down on territory, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. But notice if we capture these, we have gained 2, 4, 6, 8 points plus black now has a weak group. So weak group cancels out weak group. So we only have -5, but we just gained 8. So all of a sudden we're back in the game just from capturing the cutting stones. They can swing very rapidly. But this is a huge mistake. I would say this is the biggest mistake I've seen so far. You've got to save the cutting stones and live. If you're worried about this, then there's a cut right here. So you win the capture race. Are you trying to kill the corner? That's a giant plan. Corner should not die. How did the corner die? Oh my gosh. This should never happen. Black can very easily live. Because you have a cutting point right here. So you have to fix that cutting point. And then black just makes life. And now you have a weaker. You didn't realize that you could kill the 3 stones. This is actually something that you're going to have to work on even at single digit queue. Right here, you should be able to read this. And what I mean is, if you connect 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, black can't actually stop you from gaining liberties. If you can read 2 moves, or 3, I guess it's 3. If you can read 3 moves here and count to 4, you can read this. But you have to spend the time to do it, right? So it's not if I play here, I only have 3 liberties, so I'm not going to. No, you have to go further than that in your head. You have to say, if I play here, my opponent does this, I do this, and then you can count the difference. And versus if I go here and my opponent does whatever, and I do this, and then count the difference. But also, I think just the fundamental of capture the cutting zones if you can, I think is very important here. Even here, I think black could go down and kill everything. And this is just understanding it's 3-3. But black just gave up 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 25 point corner. It's only 25 points. All right, so now white is back in the game, for sure. And as long as we settle, white is winning. That's a little greedy. Peep and then knight's move is probably the Aji you are looking for. This is the Aji that you were looking for. The peep and then knight's move. This one, I think, should die. Let's see how it goes. Are you so this feels like that? I don't know. I'm not in your head, but it feels like to me, you see Aji, you play Aji. You're not. It doesn't feel like you're actually reading this through, because if I play right here, and you connect, and I connect, what did you gain? Like what did this do to help you? So I don't know. This is all in your head. You're gonna have to master your own brain. But the feeling that I get is that you see Aji, and then you just play it, but you don't actually read 3 moves and then compare it to if you don't play it. So you read 3 moves, you play the Aji, read 3 moves, don't play the Aji, read 3 moves, and then compare. Right? And you compare which one helps your goal the best. And your goal right now is defense. So single-digit Q, what makes a single-digit Q is now we know where the Aji is. Right? Single-digit Qs know where it is. They know where to look now. But a strong single-digit Q or a Don player will read if it works or not. Like, they don't just look at it and then play, because that got you to single-digit Q. But to get beyond that, you have to look at it, read, and then make a decision on if you play it or not. Like, do you play it? Do you not play it? Do you save it for later? Do you force your opponent to fix it so that way you can gain Sente or fix something? Whatever you need to do. But if you only see the Aji and you don't actually read it through, then you're going to basically flip a coin if it works or not. What about Proto-Don? So 3 Qs? I think the biggest difference between 3Q and 1-Don is literally just don't play a move that doesn't work. It's literally that. It's like 3 to 5 moves difference. So 3 moves, maybe 5 moves in the game, 5 out of 200, a 3Q will just be lazy. Like 5 times, 3 times, something like that. The 3Q will just be lazy with their reading. And at Don level, it's like if you're lazy, you lose. It's that simple. You can't be lazy with a single move. It's annoying as crap, trust me. Like, it's annoying to have to read every single move 100% of the time. Will you read correctly? Don't know. That's debatable. You can improve your reading as a Don player. You'll get stronger. But always be reading out what's going to happen. That is what makes a Don player Don player. So a Don player plays perfect single-digit Q basics 100% of the time. Single-digit Qs, below 5 Qs, are learning how to read, learning where the Aji is, and learning all the shapes and patterns. 3Q knows everything they need to get done, but they have to conquer the mental game. They have a lot of mental habits to work on. They have a lot of discipline to gain. It depends. Every 3Q is different, which is why you should get lessons, so I can point out your mistakes in general at seansgoguru.com/lessons. That's actually what I do with my students, is I'm like, okay, why are you stuck? This is true on some level, but I guess what I'm saying is a general sense, not a literal every single game is perfect sense. Because technically speaking, we all have bad games. But if we were to play 10 games, I guarantee you the 3Q will make a lot more single-digit Q mistakes than the Dom player will over the span of 10 games. So say like 1,000 moves, 200 moves per game, half of them are yours. So 100 moves per game for 10 games, so 1,000 moves. The Dawn player will just play less simple mistakes. And they're not even like that complex, right? They're simple. A single digit Q can solve it if they just only had that to work with. The biggest thing is stronger than 5Q, you have like 50 things that are all easy, but you have to keep track of all 50 things at once. Where's the base? Where's the cutting points? Nets, ladders, life and death problems, defense, offense, opening, middle game, end game, which stage you win. Is it Sente? Is it Gote? Is it influence? Is it territory? You have to keep track of all that stuff, which if I just asked you one question, a single digit Q could answer it. But if I asked you all those questions at the same time and you have 60 seconds to answer as many as you can, you're gonna struggle a bit. And I think that's the big difference. Right here is this is another one you can see. If you play right here, your group is connected. Everything's connected. One problem. You play right here, and now you have two problems. This is simple of, am I connected, yes or no? I'm just assuming I didn't misread a ladder here. Hold on. Yeah, I'm not missing a ladder. I'm not missing a ladder. This one is also a little bit off the mark because this is a false eye. This is a real eye. One move difference, and it has to do with an entire eye. That's 50% of what you need to be alive. So this one is playing too fast. You're only playing the first move you see. You're not actually trying to find the best move. This one, that's the feeling I get from this move. Again, I'm not in your brain. This one feels like you're not finding the best move. You're just like, this captures the cutting stone, and you click it. You're not finding the best way to capture the cutting stone. So you just got to push yourself harder. Hello, Paige. Hello, and thank you for the follow. Overrant. Yeah, the difference between this and this is probably like 3 or 4 ranks. This discipline, this habit. Just find the better move. An eye versus a false eye is a pretty large difference, like in attack and defense, right? Having an eye versus not having an eye can add up very quickly. But it's only one move, right? So it feels like it's a small thing. But you do that over the span of 100 moves, it adds up. It adds up. Being alive versus not being alive. All right, so here's another one. We're going to check this, okay? We're going to check. You played here. There's a cut it right here. Let's see if it works. Atari, there. Okay? Looks like you're good. Looks like you're in it. I could go here, but that's not worth it, right? Okay, so it looks like you probably read that cut. Yeah, Austin told me you got 3'd on last night, I believe. I didn't know Gavin got 3'd on though. That's nice. Here you are ignoring a group that has 0 eyes. They got it at the same moment. That's funny. That's funny. This entire group has 0 eyes. And pretty much the same moment. Hello, Uzair. All right, I think the big thing I would take away from this is the discipline. Like, you need to be more disciplined to be stronger at Go, because Go is... You're getting too strong. You're in the top 50% of Go players almost. You're getting to be too strong to be lazy. That's kind of what it is. You're so strong that you're not allowed to be lazy now. So you got to hold yourself to a higher discipline and actually play the better move, not just the first move that you see. Secondly, I think you are struggling on defense. Gotcha. If you don't realize it's false eye, that is false eye Go problems, which I will go ahead and link Samego Dragon because, you know, I work on it full time. But either Samego Dragon or what's a one-on-one Wei Chi, if you have the translations and the membership there. Free, I don't know where false eyes are for free. Samego Hero has a lot of sets, but I don't know if they have false eye specifically, but maybe they do. But you're going to want to, I don't know, you're going to want a life and death set. Depends on if you want to pay money or not. But I would say your defense, you need to take a step back, maybe D-rank to 11Q, and just focus on making bases and staying connected and capturing cutting stones. All right, just focus on not having dying groups everywhere. Because this group is eyeless, this group is eyeless. Oh, no, sorry, I'm sorry, I forgot those died. It was eyeless. This group is eyeless, but you're like, I'm going to go destroy points. Here's something I think a lot of people struggle with. Go is not a points game. Stop focusing on points. Go is an exchange rate game. Go is saying, I'm going to make 5 while you make 4. Go is not being like, oh, I'm going to make 5 points. Oh, you have 5 points. I'm going to take away 5 points. No, that's not what it is. I'm going to force you to get 4 points while I get 5 points. That is a 1 point profit margin. Your focus is on profit, not on points. You're focusing on the wrong P. Okay, so it doesn't matter how many points are on the board. It doesn't matter if they're making this points or that points. What matters is the profit. What is the most profitable thing to do in Go? Well, it's you make points while your opponent doesn't, right? So you force them to respond to you with a 0 point move while you make a 1 point move. This is also known as attacking for profit. You threaten to kill them, so they have to make life, which is like 1 or 2 points or 0 points. And then you're making like 5 points at a time. Telegraph just made a video about being greedy for power rather than greedy for points. Yeah. I can't stress enough how control of an area is worth a lot more than territory. But with that being said, there's also this territorial style, but they're really good at counting to do that. I haven't watched a lot of Telegraph's reviews, so I actually don't know how good his reviews are for teaching, because I have found that the stronger you are, the harder it is for you to break down concepts. So I'm not sure how good it would be for DDK, but single-digit Qs, 5Q plus, yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. I can't say it's bad stuff for DDK, I just haven't watched enough to know. But also keep in mind, like, for example, Ensong, I think is very bad for double-digit Q players. Ensong is way too strong. His videos are so difficult to follow for me. Like, if you are 5Q plus, I think Ensong's fantastic. Pro review content? I want to see more people going over pro games without as much teaching involved, more like storytelling involved. This is not on Telegraph specifically. I haven't seen someone go over pro games as if it was a story rather than this is the best move, this is the worst move, this is why, blah, blah, blah. Influence is about setting up a fight. Fighting is about making 5 points in Sente. Don't worry about more than that. Just, I want 5 points in Sente. Just focus on that first. Once you can do that, you can look for more than 5 points. However, you have a difficulty making defense in the first place. So it doesn't really matter if you're making profit or not, because you can't attack with 2 weak groups on the board. There is no attacking for profit. You got to learn how to settle quickly. So there's a difference between utilizing their weak group. There's a difference between utilizing their weakness to settle in Sente versus utilizing their weakness to make points in Sente. You got to figure out, are you playing aggressive defense or are you playing offense? Offense makes profit. Aggressive defense tries to settle in Sente, but it doesn't make more than the opponent. It's not profitable. You're preventing profit. One makes profit, the other prevents profit. Are you playing defense or are you playing offense? And you're still going to use all the weakness and all the Aji, but you're either going to settle in Sente if possible, or settle with the least amount of moves, or if you are not a weak group, you're going to focus on making profit, which is points in Sente. Understanding the difference is also important. All right, 13 by 13. I'm actually quite bad at the smaller boards, especially 9x9. I'm like 3 ranks worse on the 9x9. Am I reviewing for black or white, by the way? I forgot. I don't know what color I'm reviewing for. Yeah, hopefully you and several others found the review helpful. As long as you get one thing from the review, that's all I care about. Don't remember everything I said. It's going to be too much. Find one thing that like resonates with you and remember that. Whatever I said. You're white. Okay. Find one thing that resonates with you and just remember that. Why are we playing cross star points? I mean, it's possible, I guess, but it's not what I would do. Star points wants influence, but you're playing across Shuseki. I don't know. If it was me, I would double Hane. Because I want my base. I don't think this is an influence game. Cross Husekis are typically fighting territory games. Tiger's Mouth should be the answer. Because it has better eye shape. I say should with a grain of salt, but I'm pretty confident it should be a Tiger's Mouth. I think your opponent tricked you. Maybe just maybe go here. Yeah. 5Q plus, I have talked about this in the latest Klossy Approach video, in the last one. 5Q plus is about learning how to do everything in Sente. But let's remember that you're 10Q. You have to learn what 10Qs need to know, and then you can learn what 5Qs need to know. So 5Q plus is about doing everything in Sente, which you can also call aggressive. But I want you to understand the difference between aggressive defense and aggressive offense. You can be aggressive in both defense and offense, but what you're aiming for is different, and you have to understand the difference. Single digit Q, like the very end of it, like the strongest single digit Qs, are trying to do everything in Sente. If you can. Like, if it's possible to do it in Sente, you're going to do it in Sente. You're going to use the Aji, you're going to settle in Sente, you're going to profit in Sente, you're going to get the big move in Sente, you're going to Tanuki first, you're going to start in-game first. Like, all of that is about Sente. And you're using the Aji to do it. So I think that's what stronger players mean when they say, like, really aggressive and really powerful. This feels good for black. But I think I just don't like the Joseki choice in the first place. All right, let's see what you do. I don't like this for white, though. Okay, good defense. Oh, this is why small boards are so annoying, because you have to read, like, 20 moves. So the first thing I'm considering is, can I capture the cutting stones? All right, this is the very first thing you even consider, is can you capture the cutting stones? Okay, if you can capture the cutting stones, it solves everything. So this looks promising. There. Okay, so that's the reason it doesn't work. So can we fix that in Sente? Can I go here and then do it. Aha! Ha 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 ha. That, if this captures the cutting zones, then do that. But of course, you have to try to counter it. So maybe find a move like this, and then they do that. Yada yada. That's the process I would go through, though. I cannot find the move in 30 seconds. But that is my process of what I would try to do. I would try to do it, see what's wrong with it, try to fix it in Sente, then do it, then try to counter it, and double check that my plan actually does work, and then try to counter the counter, all because I'm just trying to capture the cutting stones. That's all I'm doing. I'm like, jumping's fine, but to get past 5Q, I think you need to start like reading more. So jumping will get you to 5Q, but I think you have to do a lot of stuff. Like, what about nose to Tsuji or something? All of this stuff I'm considering is just, can I capture the cutting stones? And I'm going to spend several minutes trying to figure out a yes or no answer to that question. If the answer is yes, capture the cutting stones. Use all of your reading to do it. If the answer is no, then you can jump. Then maybe the jump is the move. But you have to spend a lot of time to see if the capture the cutting stones works. I don't hate this move. It's probably bad, but I understand the sentiment. Here's another one of these things that stop people from getting from 3Q to 1 Dan. This is obviously the shape move to play. Okay, this is very obvious that this move cuts off black. It's very powerful. Here's the thing to consider, though. What if white dies? If white dies, it's not good. So there is a move on the board that I want to play, but I don't want to die. Not dying is more important. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend several minutes here reading. If I play here, they play here, I play here, they play here, I play here, they play here. Reading if there's some way I can make this work, because this is what I want to do. So I'm going to find every which way to read to see if I can make it work. And if I can't, I'm going to accept that I can't and play a good move. If I can't do it, I can't do it. I'm going to accept the reality of the situation and play the best I can. Okay? I don't know. It doesn't look like it works to me. It looks like it goes in black's favor. But again, this is like, you would want to spend a lot of time here. So if white dies, that is why they're a Q player. Because white shouldn't die here. White should find a path for life, even if they have to give up some points. But if we go for the aggressive move without confirming that we're alive, then you might just resign the game. In which case, that is a mistake. My first instinct is take the liberties. Take the liberties and capture ace is my first instinct. What? What? Hold, time. Did you just ladder yourself? What? Okay, hold on. What am I missing here? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so these die, but these die. Black is alive in the corner for now. 10, 20, 30, 40-ish. To 10 to 15, maybe. There's no reason that black should not do this. Okay, I'm under the impression that we had a capture race here. This was my impression. Like, obviously, I don't have a lot of time to read it because we're doing commentary very quickly. But this is what I was under the impression was going to happen. Just take the stone. Don't give them an Atari. What on earth is happening? Okay. So black is giving up all of this to try to kill these stones. But if black gave up the value of the group, you don't need to save the group. You're just going to play Sabaki. Hey, speaking of Sabaki, Sabaki. If black already gave up the value of the group, then you don't actually need to do a lot. Check the life and death is good. This one is lazy. This one is what's keeping you a Q player. Probably. Again, I'm making a lot of assumptions about what you're thinking about. If you play this, black has to die. If this does not kill black, you have lost the point. That discipline. The discipline. That's Gote, and Aseki doesn't. Yeah, the Seki doesn't fix the problem. The Seki's not good enough. I'm glad you had a plan though. At least you didn't just play it and be like, "Oh crap, I did a dum or something," right? At least you didn't play it and lose a point. That's fine. But you don't have time to do this. That shouldn't live. Really? I believe the answer's here. No. No, black's correct. I'm wrong. Did you read all this? I don't know. I can't tell you in 30 seconds, but it looks like maybe white's alive. That's a lot to read in 30 seconds, though. And 30 seconds for me, not for you. I just don't want to spend too much time trying to read something. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Does that work? That's 5 liberties to 4 liberties. Does this not work? There. I don't know. Maybe you're right. Just go here. It feels so unnecessary. Let them make the empty triangle. But sure. Okay. It doesn't matter. You're correct. As long as you're correct. Wait. Methinks you done goofed. Methinks you goofed. So if I was your teacher, I would assign you 50 capture race problems. And if you're subscribed to some Mega Dragon and I was your teacher, it'd be like 50 capture race problems. Level 3, maybe? Level 3 or level 4? Maybe 25 level 4, 75 level 3. So do 100. Don't do this. Just go here. Don't give the stone and put yourself into a Atari. Also, why are we doing any of this? You're gonna die. That's a good point. Okay, GG. Yeah, I think just not playing the moves that are going to kill you goes a long way. But this is one annoying thing. Yeah, reading is really hard. One Joseki went to the rest of the board. That's one annoying thing about small boards. So you have to be very particular with which Joseki you pick. However, it is really good because your opponents, it gives you a lot of chance to explore things that are not normally the move. Because it's not the 1919, so you don't need the textbook variation. You can start playing the board instead of playing the textbook. And that's how your opponent came up with this cool cutting point. Because your opponent's your opponent's trying to play the position and not just memorize the Joseki. So I think that's a really good lesson that you can do on small boards a lot. Is just experiment with variations. I think your weakness is capture race. Because here you didn't take a liberty. Here you don't need to let them connect in Sente. Here, tunnel vision. Just because it works doesn't mean it's good. Yeah, probably I would just do some capture skill problems. That's an immediate solution. But other than that, it's hard to say from just one game. Yeah, it's hard for me to say in just one game. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the review. If someone else has a review, we can probably do one or two more. And of course, shout out to the lessons. If you're enjoying my teaching style and you want me to be a bit more specific to you in general, because I'll be able to look at multiple games and not just one game, consider getting lessons. I am seeking students. I do teach Go for a living. And I would love to get you past that rank that you are stuck at. Be warned, I will make you do a lot of Go. Okay, I will make you play more games and I will make you do more Go problems. So be warned that if you get lessons from me, I'm going to tell you to do this. It's probably one of the leading causes of you not improving is you're not doing enough Go. Oh man, I love DDKs though. DDKs don't have the bad habits yet. Okay, Paige. Okay. I can do that, actually. I can do that. I've learned about coaching, okay? So you should play 10 games a day and do 100 Go problems a day in several different categories. So you need to figure out, like, every single day you go through 3 categories, going through all of them, and then you pick 2 categories that you're making mistakes in your games. So like if you messed up a capture race, do a capture race. Messed up this, blah, blah, blah. And then out of those, I would do 10% of the Go problems should be problems that you have to read for a minute or two. And then 90% should be problems you can solve in 30 seconds. So 500 Go problems a day, 10 games a day. I forget what that is. Can you elaborate? Hello, Atari, anyone? Same homework. 10 games a day, 500 Go problems a day. It's the same thing. Make sure you review with AI's Catago, Catrain. Spend no more than 5 minutes on it. How many games do I play? I'm not trying to improve. So 0 at the moment. I play a couple games a week, but I am actively not trying to improve right now. I am actively trying to improve my job and work harder on my job. So unfortunately, priorities are what they are. If I was making a lot more than I'm making, I enjoy teaching you guys, but I would probably focus on myself. Get myself to 7 done. I fully believe I could get to 7 don, 8 don Fox if I wasn't so focused on my job. I love that he talks about how to read a ladder. Yeah, I love that. That's something I did. That's actually something I think you don't like that I do. It's what makes me very bad at Puzzle Rush. There's no way he says do it 100 times a day, right? That's actually how I learned how to read, is I took that chapter literally. Wow, that's crazy. It's been a long time since I read the book. But when I was learning how to read, I tried to read one ladder visually every single day for like a year to 2 years straight. I tried to look at a ladder every single day. And I tried to read it. I visualized the stones. Now, not everyone can visualize it, but... Daggum. Yeah, but I tried to read a ladder every day. And I tried, like, I didn't follow the lines. I visualized the whole ladder for like a year or two. That's actually how I learned to read. One thing that I do with Go problems that I think a lot of people don't do, it makes me a slow reader, but I'm also like a lot more accurate with liberties and stuff, is I actually picture the result before even solving the first move, even if the move is obvious. So with Puzzle Rush, you can't do that. That's why I'm bad at Puzzle Rush. But with simple problems, if I'm trying to just make sure that I'm not being lazy, I'll go through a bunch of single-digit cube problems, and in my head, I'll go doot, see the solution, and then click it. Versus if I wanted to, I could just click through the answer because I know the shape for a lot of single-digit cube problems. I just know the answer. But I still picture it in my head before I click because that forces me to actually read it out. And that's kind of the point of the practice, is to develop your reading. So that's something I do a lot when I'm practicing, but it does make my reading slower, but it's also more accurate. And I think it's something a lot of key players struggle. Yeah, I could just know the answer, and for most of them I do, but the practice of actually double checking, I think, is really important. It just doesn't work very well for Puzzle Rush. It does not work very well for Puzzle Rush. And if you have 5 seconds to move, then it's also difficult. Fundamentals of Go is a great book. Speaking of the lessons, though, if you feel like you're not strong enough for lessons or whatever, that's fine. But I much prefer you being weaker than stronger because the single-digit cues, I have a lot of effort spent to fix their bad habits. And then there's a lot of single-digit cues that kind of argue with me. Not literally, like some do. Some like literally argue. But most of the time they're like, they have these misunderstandings of something, and so they try to like ask why not this thing in their head, and then I'm like, just check the cutting point. And they're like, yeah, but this whole thing over here, X, Y, Z, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, you don't even worry about that until you know the answer of this cutting point. I've read a lot of fun ladders. I had a ladder, they had a ladder at Go Congress one year where it was an hourglass. So it went all the way, it went like this way, this way, this way, this way, this way, this way. And I was like, are they making the number 8? And then she ended up showing the picture of the solution. She's like, see, it makes an hourglass. And I was like, I totally read that. Totally read that. I thought it was an 8, but it was an hourglass. Makes sense. Blah blah blah. They're, go is hard and shapes are hard. But I had read the entire solution, and I was trying to, and she's like, "What shape is it?" And I'm like, "I don't know," because it's not a perfect number 8. It's not a perfect hourglass because there's stones littered everywhere. But I loved doing problems like that.
Rice Image just followed.
Thank you for the follow, Rice. Yeah, I love reading ladders. I actually won a rated game last month, I believe, because I read a ladder and my opponent didn't. Technically, it was a loose ladder, so it was like a ladder where they have 2 liberties. But it was still pretty straightforward. But they saw ladder doesn't go up. I'm gonna run, and I'm like, yeah, it doesn't go up, but if I go down, it does work. And they immediately died. I was like, there's 2 directions a ladder can go. Sometimes you're gonna target this way, or you're gonna target that way, and usually the one going to the edge is the one you have to fear. But they only read the normal shape one, and they didn't read the awkward shape one. But you have to read every way a ladder can go. A ladder is not just a zigzag. That's only one part of a ladder. A ladder is a series of Ataris or a series of threats. And some ladders are what I call loose ladders, are series of threats, but not necessarily an Atari. It's like a net threat or something like that. So it's a threat of capturing the stones, just it might not be 1 liberty every single move. And a lot of ladders don't actually zigzag. A lot of them will go down and then back up. A lot of them will curve down to the edge. A lot of them will have a squeeze Tsuji in the middle. If you're doing ladder go problems, there's a lot of different ways that it can go. A lot of them can lead to a net. Sometimes the cutting points in the zigzag doesn't work. You never know. There's all kinds of ladders. But don't only read zigzags. There's a lot to that. You only need 3 or 4 to get to Dawn level. The thing is, you need 3 or 4 in multiple directions, right? Try to say 3 or 5 though. Like, you want to stop on an odd number because you want to I play my move, they counter, I counter their counter, right? So that's 3 moves. If you can do that, you're probably 5Q plus. I play, they play, I counter, they counter my counter, and then I counter that. That is reading 5 moves. If you can do that, you have Dawn level basics. Now, what I mean by that, Go is not so simple that you can read 1 branch and know the answer. Go is, you have a 5-move branch here, 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 and you have 5 or 6 different options, and you have to read 5 moves for each one of them. That's well over 100 moves. But all you got to do is picture 5 stones. Also, oh, chess is annoying as crap for me on reading. I can visualize the pieces, but I constantly miss freaking capture, checkmate, bullcrap. But it is because I don't do enough chess problems. This idea that I'm about to say is basically, if you can read 5 moves, that's great. But if you can recognize a go problem in 5 moves, I hate bishops with a passion. If you can recognize a go problem in 5 moves, you don't have to read the rest. This is where knowing instantly what the answer is helps. So Puzzle Rush can be a good practice for this. If you see a net or a ladder 5 moves in advance, then you know it's fine. You don't have to read the rest of the net. All you need is 5 moves, or 3 moves even. You can read 3 moves, and you just know that it's okay. And you'd be surprised. Some moves, like a ladder, for example, you can read like 40, 50 moves, and it's fine. Because it's just a straightforward sequence. There's no branches. Ladder, what I like to call these like ladder type reading, because there's not really any branches. It's a straightforward sequence. And you can read a straightforward sequence like 30 moves deep if you're good at it. But even if you can't, just being able to read it 5 moves, you'll know exactly where it's going. You're like, okay, this is good for me or bad for me. Oh, that is an interesting point. That is an interesting point. I'm not at that level of chess regardless. What I mean is I can move a piece in my head and I could maybe read 3 moves, but I don't recognize the puzzle. That is the biggest issue with my chess reading is I'm not doing puzzles. I admit it, I know it, and I just don't do it. But if I can read 3 moves in chess and recognize a puzzle, then I just have to I have to compare like 4 or 5 different options, read 3, see if there's any puzzles at the end of those. And if not, then just play a big move. If a ladder doubles back on itself, that's like next level. Yeah. Very annoying and very difficult, but very unlikely. Yeah, shout out to my lessons. If you want me to focus more specific advice on you, we can take a look at your games. I highly recommend more than 1 lesson, though. I mean, this is me like selling my lessons, so of course, but 1 lesson gives you something to start with. Several lessons gives like a whole story of things to do, like a whole arc of improvement, rather than just like, I'm gonna get a lesson and I'm gonna work on this for 2 weeks. Cool, you've moved up 1 strategy. That's great. It's not bad. It's really good. But I would love to like give you a whole process for like 10 lessons. I love the 10 lesson pack, because then I can be like, okay, we're gonna do either 1 lesson every other week or 1 lesson a month, depending on how many games you play. 5 is a nice number too. It depends on how many games you play, honestly. I recommend like at least 15 games between lessons. I would love to teach you more, but if you're not playing the game, then don't use me that often. You need to play games between lessons to practice the advice we give, because I only have an hour to help you improve. I want to give you as much information as I can, so I'm going to tell you as much as I can within that hour, but it is up to you to practice it. But if you don't practice it and you come back, you're going to get a lot of the same information in the next lesson, because you're going to be making the same mistakes, right? You have to practice it and actually work on it. Also, watch the Classy Approach. It's free. Classy Approach series is free. Okay. Especially if you consider lessons from me, make sure you're watching this too. This is another way for me to give you advice in addition to the lesson. And this is completely free. I tried to pour a ton of information into this. It's a little bit long, but I know a lot of things, so I'm sorry. It's a little bit long because I know these things. But yeah, watch the Classy Approach. It's a fantastic series and completely free. It is a ton of content. You can do what I did. I've watched Dwyerman's videos. I've watched StarCraft videos. I've watched lecture videos and other series. I've watched business tutorials, website tutorials. And what I do is I try to watch like 1 before bed. So rather than like, I lay in bed, you know, when you're starting to wind down, they recommend reading a book or something like that. And I do read books as well, but a lot of the times I'll also put up a tutorial video, and I'll watch that until I start getting tired, and then I'll turn it off and go to sleep, rather than like getting lost in YouTube shorts. Not naming any names or pointing any fingers, but if I let myself, I will get lost in shorts. So it's better to end the day on a tutorial, and it's not that important to remember everything in the tutorial. It's just a winding down lecture, and lectures are really good for putting you to sleep. Lectures are fantastic for falling asleep too. I'm just saying. They are the nerds ASMR. Oh my gosh. And I really wish I was a more entertaining teacher, but I'm pretty sure I'm sleep-worthy material. I'm pretty sure that an hour lecture from me can put you to sleep. I don't think I'm the most engaging of teachers, and it's okay. I like the advice that I give, but I'm so monotone and lecture-y. Oh, I apologize. Yeah, sleep learning. All All right, so let's go ahead and do one more game review, and then we'll probably wrap it up. So if anyone has a game they would like me to review, the weaker you are, the better. I love teaching weaker players. I've developed so many systems for teaching weaker players. Not that I don't want to teach 5Qs. 1M off, long hiatus 2. Oh, sure, I got 1 comma, I'm awful, long hiatus. I got 1M. I'm like, what is a 1M? No, it's fine. It's fine. I have to type on a phone all the time, and I got to the point that I don't even care about using capital I's at this point. My thumbs are so fat, I'm happy to when I hit the actual correct letter. Okay? Typing on a phone is a nightmare. Ooh, with Gooplet. I don't know if you guys are on the OGS forums, but Goop's been working on some, learning how to make some like Go boards coding logic. I'm reviewing anyone's game, and I wouldn't mind, however, Bad Greta got the last review first. And this will be the last one since I've been doing this for a couple hours now. What am I at? Yeah, this will be about an hour and a half. So I'm just going to do one more, unfortunately. But try to catch me again. Follow! And I will love to look at your games in the future. But after this, we have to go back to our other job. The dashing of doors. That's not Joseki. Are you looking up Joseki after the game when you don't know what it is? The Classy Joseki for DDK is here. Okay, you do. Cool. Wow, I'm blanking. Why am I blanking? Yeah, here, I think is very nice for AQ. If they do this, always throw a stone to make sure that they know the answer, and then leave it alone. You can always get this move later. It's fine. Don't worry about it. But you don't need to know anything else. If they connect, that's good for you. You don't have to do anything else. Just remember that 7 is good for you. Connect is even? Really? Since when? Really? Not quite. It's not quite even. Not quite even. Yeah, I much prefer this one space jump at 8. I don't know, maybe it's not a huge difference. It's like a point. Well, listen, you fancy folk and your fancier AIs. I teach what I know. The AI updates stuff faster than I can teach it. Okay. I would recommend here, just because it's going to create an easier game for yourself. This is perfectly fine. But you have to be really good at reducing influences, and most players at this level are not. Do you know these? Hold, please. Hold. You didn't know this one, but you're going to walk into this one? Are you trying to die? Just do this. Just do this. Just do this. Just do this. Stop trying to kill yourself. Flying knife is fine if you know it. Flying knife is not fine if you don't know it. But if you don't even know this one, you're going to go for the flying knife. Yeah, that's a good way to die, because your opponent does know it. I know about this one too, but I don't know. Whatever. Mm, this is fine. I prefer something on the left, but meh. That's nice for you. Shoulder hit. This one on the top, I think, is not as big as this section. I'm having trouble explaining how the difference, but to me, this looks a lot nicer than, say, this. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. No, don't do that. You kill all the Aji. You kill all the Aji if you do that. The follow-up, I believe, is here. You're playing a lot of moves that work with a third line stone. Third line is done. It's settled. You want to work with fourth line stuff. Be tight. Tight on the stone. You want to. My teacher told me when you choke someone, make sure your grip is tight, so they can't breathe. Don't let them breathe. Mm-hmm. 25Q. Well, I recommend starting on 9x9 too. The reason you can learn how the local stuff works together. But for the big stuff, I just want you to look at the relationship of the stones. Okay? The big thing to know is two things. One, how is the relationship looking? Just draw pictures in your head. How is the relationship looking? You don't need to know how it works exactly. That's fine. Just understand the relationship. And then the second thing is, do the groups have some sort of foundation? Does the position have some sort of foundation? So for example, you see how these black stones do not have any foundation? These white stones do not have any foundation. That means these two are in a fight. Whereas everything else, there's foundation, there's foundation, there's foundation. Here, there's not foundation. Thankfully, there's a friend close by. But you could probably say these are a little uncomfortable too. Hopefully that helps you understand the story of the game a little bit better. I want to play on the weak group. This is an idea of a move. It's just something. Yeah, I think you missed the chance here to be the attacker. H15 for this is a big move though. We're in the middle of a fight. In a fight, group versus group, whoever is the surrounder, it has the advantage. So if white surrounds you, it's better for white. If you surround white, it's better for black. You don't want to be on the inside. The corner. Yeah, the corner's super alive. Probably here, because this gives you all these moves, and then you can cut off, and now you're attacking the outside again. Yeah, that's fine. I don't care. As long as it's get related. Maybe here. I don't know. Notice how all of your moves are not on the weak stones. None of your moves are actually helping you. Like, how many times have you ignored this group now? I'm white. Boom. Yeah. Yep. Global awareness. Yeah, you're tunnel visioning too much on the local and not the big picture. Diagonals are connected. Knight's moves are not. If you have no foundation, you don't want to get cut. That is a good way to die. Run with a diagonal so that way you don't die. It's a pretty big deal. One is connected, one is not. One's for attacking, one's for defense. Here's another move that is ignoring the weak group. Knight's moves are cuttable. Go here. This one is not cuttable. Watch your cutting points. See, I like this because notice how these stones are not connected to the foundation. And now you're surrounding. That's much better. Attack from the weak group side, if at all possible. Something. I don't know. Something. I want to be in the weak group though. Hey, thank you for the resub, Paragrill.
Perigrill just subscribed for 20 months.
Nice.
Yes, I'm
Oh,
still
sneezy
here.
kitty. Sneezy kitty. Say hi. I got you. Atari first. This is actually my cat. This is not Gandalf. Gandalf is my wife's cat. This one is mine. This one's name is Silver. Because my naming conventions suck. And I don't want to hear anything about it. Okay. I think you forgot that there. I think you forgot about the false eye. I think you forgot that you needed that stone for the false eye. Oh, that's funny. Doot. 100%. You know what that means? I think someone needs Go problems. And we have a perfect place for Go problems. It's megadragon.com. Kat, I know how much you love me, but like, you need to do the thing. We do have a false eye section. Oh my gosh, hi Kat. Oh yeah, Opera doesn't like this. We'll see if it loads. For some reason Opera doesn't like it, and I don't know why. I don't understand the difference between Opera and Firefox is. Go ahead and refresh because the board needs to load. But yeah, we have false eye. Let's see, FFFFF. False eye. Do level 3 and level 4. You're AQ, yeah? Yeah, level 3 and level 4. The cool thing is, there's very few of them. We need more of these. Level 3 and level 4. There's 41. I would say do it 3 times. There's 41 of them, do it 3 times. It'll just get you thinking about it. That's all you really want to do. Just get yourself thinking about it. Okie dokie. Aside from that, don't tanuki your weak group. That's the big thing you did this game, is you're just not playing defense at all. You just like, screw that group. Up until you're about to die and you're like, okay, now I care. Probably want to play defense sooner. Also, you want to counterattack with connected shapes, not disconnected shapes. So you can play cuttable shapes like Knight's Moves and stuff when you're the attacker. But if you are also a weak group, what you want is defense and sente. You don't want profit, you want defense and sente. And you use connections to play defense and sente. Cat. She's getting her scritchy scratches in. Where I go like under the chin or whatever. But yeah, hopefully you found that helpful. And one last shout out to the lessons. Yeah, diagonals are a very underutilized tool that are very strong. If you are interested in me looking at your games and helping you come up with a study plan, I encourage you to check out my lessons and see if I will work for you. Because if you like my teaching style, hopefully then we'll be able to get you to the next level. If you are interested in my teaching style but do not want lessons, the Classy Approach series is completely free. It's completely free. It only requires your time, which is arguably more expensive than money, but you know. It does require time to watch because I try to pour a lot of information into it. But if you like that, please check it out. And then finally, for SomegaDragon.com, I work on this Go problem site almost full time. Depends on the week. Some weeks I work 50, 60 hours. Some weeks I work 20, 30. We'll see how it goes. But I'm working on it quite a bit. But if you're interested in that, please check it out. With that, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream and enjoyed the learning. Yep. And with that, I will see you guys next time.